There you are. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. Hello. If you don't know me, my name is Miss Liza, and I'm here at the Center for Spiritual Living in San Jose. And I'll be teaching a lesson today all about God, and we'll especially be focusing on love because it's the month of February. And what holiday came in February? Valentine's Day, that's right. And that's a time when we show our love to everyone. So this month we've been talking about love. Hi. Hi. I love that you are here. I love that. Yes. So we always start by talking about God. And my friend Billy is here today, and he had some questions. Hi, Billy. Hello. Hey, Billy, you wanted to know some things? I did. You keep talking about this thing called God, and I'm not sure what it is. Do you guys know? I bet some of you know what it is. I don't know what it is. I know you don't, Billy. We're going to tell you. It's really easy to remember, and you can never get an answer wrong. Well. God couldn't be my hat. Yes, God is your hat. It is? God's a hat? Well, it is a hat, but it's so much more. Is it a television? Yep, it's a television. Oh, cool. Is it toys? Yes, it's toys. Is it a fire? It is fire. But fire could be bad. It could burn you or hurt someone. Yes, but fire's also good. It keeps us warm, and it helps us cook food, and it gives us light. Yeah. So you got to find the good God stuff in everything, because that's what God is. What? Good stuff? Yep. And it's everything. God is everything? Yes, God is everything. Wow. So it's dirt? Yes, God is dirt. And it's candy? Yes, it's candy. God is everything, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Yes, it's everywhere. There is no spot, Billy, where God is not. It's a song. There is no spot where God is not. Can you sing it with me? There is no spot where God is not. So God is in my ear. It is in your ear. It's everywhere. And some people call God different things. They might call it love, or they might call it spirit, or power, or source. They might call it different things. Oh, yeah, that sounds cool. I think I'll call it God. Yeah, I like to call it God too. But you can call it whatever you would like. You truly can. Well, I'm glad I learned about God. You know how we celebrate that God is everything? Oh, wait. I forgot the most important place where it is. Oh, I know. Probably in the library where everyone has to be quiet. No. That is an important place for it to be, but the very most important place where God is inside of you, and inside of me, and inside of all the people that you know, and the animals too. Oh, because we get to make choices using our God. Oh, I see. So God is good, and since it's inside of me, I can be good. You got it, Billy. That's right. Oh, cool. So one thing that we do every week, Billy, is we light these candles back here. See them? Yeah. We light them, and we say that God is something, and then whatever God is, we get to be it too. Okay. Are you ready? So I'm going to do the lighting of the candles, and then I'll say God is something, and you say that you are that. So if I say God is cool, what would you say? I am cool. Yeah, that's right. Okay, are you ready? You ready? You ready, Billy? Okay. God is life. I am life. Good. God is light. I am light. Yes, you are. God is joy. I am joy. God is peace. I am peace. God is love. I am love. Gotta get one of my flames here, Billy. I dropped it. There, I got it. God is beauty. I am beauty. You are beauty. God is power. Oh, I am power. And then together we say, all of these things God is, I am. Yeah! Good job. Good job, Billy. Thanks for helping us out. Learn all about God and celebrate that God is in us and we get to be everything that it is. Isn't that right? Awesome. Can everybody say bye to Billy and thank him for helping us? Bye, Billy. Bye-bye. Thanks for helping us. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Oh, that's great that Billy came to help us. So we know that God is everything. We know that it's inside of us. And you know, that's the first 2 steps of a prayer. Prayer has 5 steps. How many steps does it have? 5 steps. The first step is God is all there is. God is everything, right? The second step is God's inside of me. Now, the third step is if God is inside of me, I can use it to do whatever I need to do. That's your third step. Now, you get to have God in you, right? So the fourth step is thank you, because you always say thank you for whatever you get to have. And the fifth step is let it go. I'm going to do a prayer today about love and how I can always choose love. All right? Can you say that prayer with me? All right, you ready? Here we go. God is everything. God is good stuff, and I know that God is love. God's inside of me, so that means that love is inside of me. Third step, I can use my love in any place that I choose, in any way that I choose. And the fourth step, thank you, Spirit, for putting love in me. The fifth step is let it go. Bye-bye, love. Go do your work, love. Yay. Good prayer, huh? I always feel happy after I say my prayer. So we're talking about love. Love? Well, what is love? Let me see. Oh, I got a paper here that tells me all about love. Let's see. It says, how do we love? How do you show someone that you love them? Hug them. What else? Kiss them. Your big people in your house, the people you live with, you might kiss. Yeah. Oh, do nice things for them. Oh, yeah. Make them a card. Yeah. Oh, get them a Band-Aid if they scratch their knee. That would be showing love. Oh, like they want to watch their favorite TV show, but you want to watch yours, but you let them have theirs. Oh, that is so loving. Oh, yes, say a prayer for them. That's a great way to show you guys are so smart. Listen to all those great ideas. Oh, yes, eat all the food that they cooked for you. That's a good way to show your love for sure. Now, we can love people. What else can we love? Our pets, yes. And we could love food, like, Miss Lizard loves donuts. I tell you that all the time, right? Yeah. And we could love all kinds of things. We could love trees or flowers. You might love some of your toys, especially, or a doll that you have. Yeah. And we could love the earth. Oh, yes, please show the earth that you love it by taking care of it. Don't litter. Don't throw your trash on the ground. And always, when you're using paper, try not to use a whole lot because that's our trees, right? And show the earth that you love it by maybe planting a tree, right? Or even you could clean up other people's trash, people that didn't make good choices. You could clean up. That would be a way to show love to the earth. And, there's something really important that you should love. Yourself. Do you love yourself? Think about some things that you love about yourself. Maybe you love the way that you can ride a bike. Maybe you love the way that you're able to get ready for school all by yourself. Maybe you love the way that you look. Maybe the way you love the way that you pick out cool clothes to wear, right? There's all kinds of things you can love about yourself. Oh, you're good at basketball? Yeah. Oh, skateboarding? Yes. You love that about yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give time to yourself. Be good to yourself. Because if you love yourself, then you can love others even more. Alrighty? So that's pretty much all about love. I think that's all it said. Pretty much. Yep. But, well, we talked about how love looks in different situations, right? Different times that we're going to show love. Okay. I'm going to teach you a song about love. Are you ready? Here's how it goes. Say, I know. Oh, let's put it in our brain. I know that God is love. Okay? And God's inside me. Oh, we just said that in our prayer, right? So that means that I'm love. You are love. And we're going to spell it. Are you ready? I'm going to spell it just like this. An L, an O, a V, and an E. Now that is called sign language. It's a language that people use who don't talk. Some people don't use their voice to talk. They use their hands to talk. So they have their own language. Some people speak Spanish language or Italian language or Swahili language, but some people speak sign language with their hands. So this is how it goes. L-O-V-E. That's how you spell love, okay? And then say, I feel so happy when love works through me. Let me think about how I show love. L-O-V-E. You ready? Let's sing that together. I know that God is love. I know that God is love. And God's inside me. And God's inside me. So that means that I'm love. So that means that I'm love. Let's spell it. L-O-V-E. I feel so happy. I feel so happy when love works through me. When love works through me. I'm gonna think about how I show love. L-O-V-E. Good. Good. Can we sing it one more time a little faster? Here we go. I know that God is love and God's inside me. So that means that I'm love. Let's spell it. L-O-V-E. I feel so happy. I feel so happy when love works through me. I'm going to think about how I can show love. Think about all the ways. L-O-V-E. How can you show love? Oh, you're going to pick some flowers and give them to your big person? I love that. You're going to help with the dishes? Oh, that is a really good way to show love. What? Oh, you're going to bake cookies? Oh. That is a great way to show love. Make sure you clean up after, too. That would be showing love. Oh, you're going to clean your room? That is a great way to show love. Do all your chores? Awesome. These are wonderful ways to show your love. I know you have many, many more. Give hugs, yeah. Okay, so we learned our song. We learned about love. We lit our candles, right? Wow. I think it's time to meditate. We're going to meditate? What is that? Well, if you haven't been here before, you might not know. It's a long word. Let's say the whole word, meditation. Meditation. How many claps? Meditation. 4 claps. That's a long word, meditation. What does that mean? Well, do you know you have to get your brain strong? Just like your muscles, you want to get them strong, right? You might want to get your muscles strong because you want to be really good at running or really good at riding your skateboard. If you want to be good at living your life, lighting up the world and showing joy and being peaceful and loving others and being beautiful and being powerful, If you want to be good at all those things all come from your brain. Maybe a little bit from your heart, but mostly they come from your brain. And so you've got to exercise your brain. So when something happens and you forget to be joyful, happy, right? That means happy. Or you forget to be peaceful, you're mad instead. Or you forget to love, and you say, I don't like you. Did that ever happen? It's happened to me because we forget to use the God inside of us. So when we want to be really good at remembering, we have to exercise our brains. Now, how do you exercise a brain? You meditate. You sit quietly and think only good thoughts. Only good thoughts. And if you can think good thoughts for a long time, then when something yucky happens, you can go, good thoughts, only good thoughts. You know how to use them really well, okay? So we're going to practice that right now. We're going to sit quietly for 2 minutes, all righty? Don't you fast forward. I'm getting my technology ready so we can have our nice little music in the background. We're going to take some breaths and we're going to sit quietly for 2 minutes. Get comfy. You can lay down. You can sit down. Just be comfortable, all right? Oh, isn't that nice music? Good. You hear it? Okay, let's take some deep breaths. Breathe in the good. Blow out those yuckies. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to sit quiet and still thinking good thoughts for 2 minutes. Here we go. Okay, let's open our eyes. Oh, what sweet thoughts did you think of? Did you think nice, sweet, beautiful thoughts? Oh, I think of my mommy. I still call her my mommy, even though I'm old. I'm an old lady, but I still call my mom my mommy. She's a really old lady. I think of my kitty. I think of my family and my car. I think of the school where I work. It's a fun, happy place. I think of the Center for Spiritual Living. That's a happy thought for me. I think of all the games I played when I was a kid. I think of the foods that I love. Not just donuts, but I also like a nice big salad. Did you think all those happy thoughts? The next time someone does something that upsets you or something happens that upsets you, use your brain. Use those happy thoughts. You can do it. Okay, I thought now we could have a story. And I need to let you know this is my very favorite book in the whole world. I really, really, really love this book. It's a little bit of a long book, so get comfy to listen to it. It's right up there. Do you see it? It's called Somebody Loves You, Mr. Hatch. What's that about? Well, let's see. I'm going to get it. Get my book. Okay. Yay. Yay, here it is. Somebody loves you, Mr. Hatch. Well, I guess that's Mr. Hatch right there, right? This is by a lady named Eileen Spinelli. And I bet she loves herself because she is a good writer. Here we go. Mr. Hatch was tall and thin, and he did not smile. Every morning at 6:30 sharp, he would leave his brick house and walk 8 blocks to the shoelace factory where he worked. At lunchtime, he would sit all alone in a corner, eat his cheese and mustard sandwich, and drink a cup of coffee. Sometimes he brought a prune for dessert. He looks lonely, huh? After work, he would make 2 stops. At the newspaper stand to get a newspaper, and at the grocery store to buy a fresh turkey wing for his supper. After supper, he read the paper, took a shower, and went to bed early. He keeps to himself. That is what everyone said about Mr. Hatch. Doesn't look like he has any friends. One Saturday, when Mr. Hatch stepped out onto the porch with his dustpan and broom, he got a surprise, a package wrapped in brown paper. He had never spoken to the postman before. "Thank you, Mr. Goober," he said. Mr. Goober smiled. "You're welcome. I always enjoy delivering packages." Mr. Hatch tore the brown paper off. Inside was a white box, which he opened to find another box. This one was heart-shaped, all shiny red, satiny red, with a pink bow on top. It was filled with candy. Something fluttered to the porch floor. It was a little white card. It said, he picked it up, and it said, "Somebody loves you." Only then did he remember that it was Valentine's Day. Now, Mr. Hatch wondered and wondered. Now, who would send this to me? He was all alone. He had no friends, and yet someone had sent him a Valentine. Who? He put the box on the coffee table and tried to do some dusting. But every time he left the room, he had to keep peeking to see if the box was still there. He dusted and dusted, and the dust cloth seemed to whisper, "Somebody loves you, somebody loves you, somebody loves you." He flung the dust cloth away and exclaimed, "Why, I've got a secret admirer." And then he did something he had never done before. He laughed. He laughed and danced and clapped his hands, and then he took a piece of candy from the box and he ate it. Then Mr. Hatch changed his shirt and found some old aftershave lotion at the bottom of the drawer. He splashed it on his face. He picked out a yellow tie with blue polka dots and put it on. And then he went for a walk. Maybe, he thought, I will meet the person who sent me the candy. Of course, no one had ever seen Mr. Hatch wearing a tie or smelling of aftershave or smiling. So he got a lot of attention. Mrs. Weed tripped over her dog. Mr. Dunwoody nearly fell off of his ladder. And little Tina Finn spilled all the toys out of her wagon. Mr. Hatch waved to them all. On Monday, he went back to work in the cafeteria. He went back to work. And at lunchtime, Mr. Hatch sat in the middle of the cafeteria. He spoke to everyone and passed out chocolates from his heart box. On the way home, as usual, he stopped at the newsstand, and Mr. Smith handed him the usual newspaper. "I think I'll have a pack of mints," said Mr. Hatch. Not as usual. Mr. Smith was shocked. "Was that you speaking, Mr. Hatch?" "Indeed it was," said Mr. Hatch. "I said I would also like a pack of mints. And if you don't mind me saying so, Mr. Smith, you don't look very well today." Mr. Smith recovered from his shock enough to reply, "You're right, I don't feel very well. I have a cold. I was supposed to go to the doctor's this afternoon, but the stand has been so busy and I haven't had the time." Mr. Hatch smiled. "Why, I'd be happy to watch the stand for you while you go." Mr. Smith could hardly believe his ears. "You would?" "Certainly. Just show me what to do." And so Mr. Hatch ran the newsstand for about an hour. He wondered if any of the women who stopped by to buy a paper or a magazine or a candy bar had sent him the mysterious Valentine. When Mr. Smith returned, Mr. Hatch made his usual stop at the grocery store. "I'm a little tired of turkey wings," he said. And he told Mr. Todd, "I think I'll have a nice fresh slice of ham." Mr. Todd weighed the meat and wrapped it. "You look worried," said Mr. Hatch. "I am," said Mr. Todd. "My little girl is late. She hasn't come home from school yet, and I can't leave the store to look for her until my wife arrives." "Goodness, why didn't you say so?" said Mr. Hatch. "I will go and look for her." And so he walked to the school, and he found little Melanie Todd, by the swings, and brought her home. Thank you, said the grocer. "Any time," said Mr. Hatch. Mr. Hatch seems to be changing, huh? After supper, Mr. Hatch did not bother to read the paper. He decided to bake brownies instead. It would be nice to have brownies to share the next day with all the people at the factory. And he baked these warm chocolate brownies, and the smell started floating through the neighborhood, and children gathered all around. And then he said, "Well, I guess the factory can wait." And he took those brownies right out to the kids. He brought out 2 platefuls. And then he said, "Now what are brownies without some lemonade?" So he made some lemonade. And then the parents came to gather. And then they had some brownies too. And it turned out to be kind of like a picnic in his yard. And then he got out his harmonica and he played a bunch of songs that he remembered. And everybody danced. And so the weeks went by. And when Mr. Hatch wasn't smiling, he was laughing. And when he wasn't laughing, he was helping someone. And when he wasn't helping someone, he was having a party in his yard or on the porch. And then one afternoon, Mr. Goober, the postman, came to his door. His face was serious. "Come in, Mr. Goober," said Mr. Hatch. "You look upset." "I am upset," he said. "I made a mistake some time ago. My supervisor's really angry with me. Do you... "What is it?" "Do you recall the package I delivered to you on Valentine's Day, I think it was?" "Yes, I believe so," replied Mr. Hatch, beginning to feel a little nervous. "I don't suppose you still have it," said Mr. Goober sadly. "As a matter of fact," said Mr. Hatch, "I still have the box. The candy is gone, though. Why do you ask?" The postman took a deep breath. "I'm afraid I delivered it to the wrong house." It was supposed to go to another address. Mr. Hatch had recalled tearing off that paper. He never thought to look at the address. He fetched the heart-shaped box and the pink bow and gave them to the postman. I do hope your supervisor won't be too angry with you now. The postman was heading down the sidewalk, and Mr. Hatch called for him. Mr. Goober, I forgot something. And he gave the postman the little white card. It said, somebody loves you. Alone in his living room, Mr. Hatch sighed. Nobody loved me after all. And then he read the paper, took his shower, and went to bed. And the next morning at 6:30 sharp, he left his brick house and walked 8 blocks to the shoelace factory. And at lunchtime, he sat all alone in the corner by himself, and he ate his cheese and mustard sandwich and drank a cup of coffee. He's sad again. He thinks nobody loves him. After work, he stopped at the newsstand for a paper, but he did not speak to Mr. Smith. And then he ordered his turkey wing, and he did not smile at Mr. Todd. Nor did he pat little Melanie Todd on the head, or bake brownies, or have picnics or parties, or play his harmonica ever anymore. Everyone whispered, "What's wrong with Mr. Hatch?" Mr. Goober, the postman, told them. "Oh, no, we love Mr. Hatch," they said. "Oh, he gave his bones to our dog, Woofy. Yes, and then Mr. Smith told everyone how he watched the stand, and Mr. Todd told everyone how he found Melanie, and all the children in the neighborhood were talking about the brownies and the lemonade and the parties in his yard. Everyone knew Mr. Hatch was wonderful." And then Mr. Goober said, "I have an idea. I got an idea." And on Saturday morning, Mr. Hatch woke to a bright and sunny day. He put on his overalls and went out to the porch to get his dustpan and his broom. He couldn't believe his eyes. All over the porch were red and white hearts and pink bows, and there were boxes of candy and chairs and yellow streamers flowing from the ceiling, and sticking up out of his mailbox was a shiny new harmonica. The front yard was filled with people, happy, smiling people. They were holding up a huge sign with hand-painted letters, and it said, "Everybody loves Mr. Hatch." Mr. Hatch dabbed a tear with his handkerchief. "I do believe," he smiled, "somebody loves me after all." And then he smiled, and then he laughed, and then he hurried down to be with his friends. The end. Bum bum. So what this book teaches us is that it teaches us that if we show love to others, they'll love us back. He wasn't showing love to anyone, so no one loved him back. No one loved him when he just walked to the shoelace factory and ate his sandwich. Was anyone loving him? No. But as soon as he thought somebody loved him, he started to behave differently, right? And then everyone started loving him back. So you should just love everybody, and you'll have a lot of people loving you. So one of the ways that Mr. Hatch showed his love was he played his harmonica. So I thought that today we could make a love horn for our craft. Now you're going to need some things for this craft that you'll need to find around your house. The first one is a toilet paper roll, like this. Like this. Do you have one of these at your house? If you don't, you'll have one soon. Okay, so maybe you can come back to this video when you have one, because you will need one of these. This is a toilet paper roll. So get one of those. Then on the computer, you're going to print this out. So you'll need a piece of paper to put into your computer, and you're going to print this out. See that? And to print this out like that. Whoops. Let's do it this way. There we go. You're going to print that out. And then you're going to need some wax paper. Now, wax paper looks kind of like this. I have parchment paper, actually. And wax paper is pretty much the same thing. So you could use parchment paper. You could use wax paper. If you don't have that at your house, I bet you do have the right kind of paper. And you would find it maybe in a cereal box. Just go into a cereal box. Your cereal might be almost done. Some of this paper is like wax paper. So you could just use some of that if you have like maybe some that you're getting ready to throw in the trash, or if your cereal's partway down, you could cut it off and use it. You're gonna need this much wax paper, alrighty? Now, you'll also need some crayons. I'm using Valentine's Day colors. Even though Valentine's Day is over, I'm using purple and pink and red, but you can use any color you want. And what we're gonna make is a love horn like this. So the wax paper, when you blow in it, it causes a vibration, and vibration is sound. So you can make a love horn. So I'm gonna get this, and I want you to get your toilet paper roll, and I want you to put it right up against the top of that paper. Make it even with the top of the paper. And then you're gonna get a pencil or a crayon, and you're gonna make a little mark right underneath, like that. See how I did that? So you can see how tall this is, because toilet paper rolls are not all the same height. Yours might be different than mine. So I'm gonna put this little mark here, and then I'm gonna draw a straight line all the way over to this line here. And mine just about matches up, okay? Then I've got to cut those two things out. I'm gonna cut these two things out. So you will need a scissors. Go get your scissors. You just got probably a craft box that you use, right? So I'm cutting this out. There we go. Got that rectangle cut out. Now I'm going to cut this. This, we're not really going to use a circle, but we're going to use it as a pattern, all right? We're going to use it to show us how big to cut our wax paper or our parchment paper or our piece of a bag out of a cereal box. You want to find that waxy paper, okay? So there's my circle. All right. I'm going to... Oh, one more thing you'll need, a rubber band or tape. So let's talk about everything you need. Toilet paper roll, the printer, the printout that you printed from the website where you're watching this video. Or if you don't have that, then you could just do what I did. You just measure that toilet paper roll, and then you'll have to draw a circle, okay? So we're going to decorate this now. I'm going to decorate this, and you can decorate it any way you want. I'm going to put some hearts on mine because this is a love horn. And I'm actually just going to draw them. I'm not even coloring them in. And I'm going to do some red ones, some purple ones, and some pink ones, I think. I think I'm going to put pink polka dots all over it. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to get this. I've got to cut out my wax paper. So I've got my parchment paper here. My parchment paper. I'm going to get a piece, tear it off, and then I'm going to put this on top so I know how big I need my parchment paper to be. And then I'm going to cut it out. You could draw the circle around it if you want it. I'm just going to hold mine on there. I'm going to get rid of some of this. Here we go. And I'm going to cut around this circle, make a circle of parchment paper. And then I think you can share a love song with somebody that you love when you're done with this. So let me talk about all the things you need to make this craft. I should have told you at the very beginning. You'll need a toilet paper roll. You'll need the printout or a piece of white paper where you draw those things that we just drew. You'll need parchment paper. You'll need glue, a rubber band, or tape. All right? So I have this. And I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to put a stripe of glue down from top to bottom on my, just one stripe, okay? And then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to line it up so it matches top to bottom like that. Okay? Then I'm going to wrap it around. And once I get it wrapped around, once I get it all wrapped around, I'm going to put some glue on this edge here and glue that down. There we go. Now I take my parchment paper and I put it right over the top, like this. See how I got that over the top? I'm holding it down. And then I've got a rubber band. If you don't have a rubber band, you can use some tape and tape it around this. I'm going to put my rubber band on. I'm going to twist it again. And there is my love horn. Oh, yay. So that was so much fun. That was so much fun making a love horn with you and learning about love and learning about God and learning about everything. And I will see you next time. I know we went a little long today. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Bye-bye.